I'm Lucid Fiasco, and welcome to Titanfall 2 Tips and Tricks.
Have you ever been killed by a gun really quickly, like really quickly in Titanfall 2? Yes? Do you want to do this to other people? Yes? Well, then let's talk about amped weapons. First, let's establish what amped weapons does. It is a boost that, in general, increases the damage of your primary and secondary weapon by, let's call it 1 notch. For example, if you have an amped P2016 pistol, it might now take 3 shots to kill instead of 4. Or if you're using an amped shotgun, that 1-shot kill range might be several meters further than normal. It's pretty obvious to see how this can be helpful, but let's talk about how to get the most out of your amped weapons and when to use them. There are several basic rules to follow when using amped weapons. First, there is an animation needed to amp the weapon, so make sure you're safe when you amp it. Don't try to amp your guns in the middle of a firefight, otherwise you'll probably end up dead. Also, no, you cannot amp while in phase shift, it just doesn't do anything and you'll have to re-amp once you get out. Second, use your amped weapons during a time that makes sense. If there aren't many Titans, sure, go for it, but if there are a lot of Titans on the field, maybe wait to amp your weapons until you're in a position to safely attack one of those Titans, making the most of your increased damage. You don't want to get killed before you take your first shot. Also, pro tip here, amping your weapons automatically reloads them and gives you more ammo. So if you're shooting at a Titan with a mag launcher and don't have time to reload, you can simply amp your weapon and continue firing. This is a bit risky, but can sometimes be very effective. So now that we've discussed general strategy, what are the best guns to use with amped weapons? Well, amped weapons are most useful on guns where it has the most dramatic effect and time to kill. For example, it's fantastic on the G2A5, which becomes a 2-shot kill at any range when amped. In contrast, it's not as good on something like the Carbine, which is still a 3 or 4-shot kill when amped. This does not mean that it's bad, it still makes the Carbine more powerful, but it's just not as dramatic of a change. I think any gun going from a 3 to 2-shot kill is very noteworthy. This applies to a lot of guns at short ranges, including the L-Star, Flatline, Spitfire, and even the Alternator. But when you really get some bang for your buck is when you amp 2-shot weapons like the DMR or Wingman pistol. Both of these guns then become 1-shot hit-scan weapons when amped, though the Wingman is still a 2-shot at longer ranges. This is some pretty amazing damage potential. I would also put the Cold War in this category, as amping this gun significantly increases your chances of a 1-burst kill against enemy pilots. The EVA-8 shotgun and Mozambique pistol also could fit in here, as amping these guns dramatically increases their 1-shot kill potential. One final big tip here, amped primary weapons can be good against Titans. Like, surprisingly good. Amping an assault rifle, LMG, or even SMG lets you do huge damage to enemy Titans if you're accurate enough to land your shots in their critical hit zones. That said, an amped anti-Titan weapon like a mag launcher is also a beast and can be clutch if your team is at a Titan disadvantage. So I had previously done a whole tier list on which guns were the best to amp, but I think it's a little better to just break up the guns into 3 main groups. First group, weapons that become a 1-shot kill. This includes guns like the Wingman, DMR, and the Cold War, and shotguns if you want to think of it that way. Group 2, all other guns. Amping your weapons makes them better no matter what gun you use, unless you're in Group 3, which is just the Kraber. Yes, amping the Kraber does absolutely nothing from anything that I can tell or anything that I have seen online. It's still a 1-shot kill and it can't really get any better than that. So hopefully this all made sense and you learned something useful. Amped weapons makes every gun in the game better, except the Kraber, and determining which guns are best when amped depends a lot on personal preference and playstyle. Try amping different guns, even ones you don't play with often, and see what you think. The results just might surprise you. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching, pilots, and have a good day.
Compelling kills, pilot.
Titanfall 2 Tips and Tricks.